I'm just typical, but you can call me JT. This is Just Typical Talk. In this video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys that it is possible to build a gaming computer without having to put out a mortgage. Now, I'm not talking a computer that's running a GTX Titan Z. I'm talking about a computer that is a step above a PlayStation 4 and will be for several years. Now, I'm not rich, by any means. I take 2 buses to get to school every morning. I can name every flavor of ramen noodle. Goodwill knows me by name. That being said, it did not deter me from pursuing to build a gaming / high performance computer. Let's start off with a simple checklist. The first thing you're going to want to do is to set a limit for yourself and be realistic. We all don't have $4 grand to throw at a GTX Titan Z. No. For instance, my budget was about $600. The next step is research. And this is extremely important. You need to know what it is exactly that you want to do with this computer. Do you want to be able to overclock? Does the graphics card come overclocked? Are the reviews terrible? If so, don't get that item. Now remember this, Amazon and Newegg are your friends. If you don't already have it, I recommend getting Amazon Prime. It comes with a boatload of features, and its 2-day shipping is outstanding. And if you're a student, you get a 30-day trial, so I'd look into it. Now, the prices between these 2 websites can vary a little bit, but I noticed they're relatively in the same ballpark. Amazon usually has slightly better deals. Now, using these websites, you're going to want to make a wish list for yourself. Start looking at items and researching them, and find the ones that you think would be suitable for you. Start adding them to your wish list until you reach your limit. If you've gone over, start thinking about things that you can take out or that you might be able to add later. Now, when moving on to purchasing, I had nothing but quick, reliable service from Amazon Prime and Newegg. Once your items are picked, it's ready to order. Your items are going to take about 2 days if you're using Amazon Prime. With Newegg, it can range between 3 to 7 days, possibly even a week or more. Doesn't mean much, just means you're going to have a little more time to prepare yourself for the build. That's the hardest part of this whole thing. Throwing money out's easy. But let's get into that. How much is this going to cost you? The grand total for my computer came to about $602, give it a spare a few cents. This included an Asus motherboard for about $59, a 535-watt modular power supply for $59, an AMD quad-core Athlon processor for about $71, and the heart of it all, the EVGA GTX 750 Ti. The graphics card is always going to be the most expensive, however this baby is only $139.99, and it has about the same graphics compatibility of a PlayStation 4. This build also included a $55 Western Digital 1TB hard drive, 2 4GB RAM sticks for $60, Windows 8.1 OEM for $92, and an Asus Optimal drive for $22. If you've seen my last video, you know that the case I have is a deep-cooled Tesseract SW. Now, this is an ATX case, but my motherboard is a micro ATX case, which makes cable management a breeze. The case itself was only $35.99 off Newegg.com. So putting that all together, we have a computer that's going to last me a fairly long time. And if I need to update the graphics card, well, it's better than buying a whole new computer. So what does this mean for you? Well, I want to start by saying I didn't build this computer intentionally to be gaming. I really just wanted to upgrade from a laptop that couldn't run Photoshop without crashing. Then I was shown the 750 Ti, and the rest is history. That being said, if you go to websites like Newegg.com and you type in combo deals, you'll get a whole list of things. And one of the ones that I noticed that stood out to me was that for $353, you get a gaming computer that is running an AMD Radeon HD processor at 3.8 gigahertz. That's pretty awesome. No, it doesn't come with a graphics card. The graphics card is integrated with the processor. But for a little less than half of what I paid, you get a computer that can do about 3/4 of what I can do, which is pretty awesome when you think about it. But if you want to build a computer with a 750 Ti, here's the minimum specs that I found. So here's what I found on Newegg.com when searching for the cheapest 750 Ti. It's a Zotac, and I haven't heard about them much in the past, but It comes with a DVI VGA sub-adapter, comes with an HDMI port, it comes with Nvidia G-Sync, the Nvidia experience with Shadowplay. It comes with everything mine did, and instead of being $139, it's $119. Moving on to RAM, I couldn't find anything cheaper than this. This is the Crucial Ballistic Sport 8GB kit. It's just two 4GB sticks of RAM, and a lot of people prefer that because it balances out whatever you're running. And that's going to run you around $58.99. Now we move on to the hard drive. And instead of going with Western Digital Blue, I found Seagate has a 1TB desktop hard drive for only $50. Technically $51 if you want to count those 97 cents. The motherboard I found is a name I've never really heard of before. It's ASRock, and it's a Micro ATX DDR3 FM2 motherboard. However, it can support FM2 plus GPUs. It seems to have everything we need. A processor slot, 2 RAM slots, PCI Express slot. The only thing it doesn't show is the HDMI port, which is fine because our graphics card has one already. The power supply has got to be basic, and the most basic one I could find is the Antec 450-watt power supply. It's only $34.99 on Amazon with Prime, while there are cheaper ones available. Windows 8.1 System Builder OEM is going to run you around $91.71, and this seems to be the going rate everywhere I've looked. It's a little more expensive on Newegg, actually. To save a little money, I decided to go with the generic USB external DVD combo. It's $13.68, and it can play all the DVDs you need and CDs for installation. I also decided to go with the external optical drive because the only extremely cheap but well-built micro ATX case I could find is this Scion Performance Micro ATX USB 3.0 tower. As you can see, it has no ports on the front for any drives whatsoever. That being said, just because it's small doesn't mean it's bad. This supports micro ATX and anything else you want to add in there, with plenty of room for that little graphics card we're going to throw in. It has a blue fan in the front, so it'll look pretty and people know you're gaming. That grand total comes to $489.61. And that comes out to being $112 less than what I paid, for a computer that can do exactly the same thing. Huh. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed in myself. Well, I hope this has been slightly insightful if you're looking to build a relatively cheap, good performing computer. I'm JusTypical, I'm mad at my life decisions, and have a good day. Thank you for watching. Welcome to my very first end slate. You can go back and watch my last video or my last Twitch highlights. And other than that, click that like and subscribe button, and thank you guys. Have a great day.